Lou Dobbs goes off on corrupt Mueller investigation. What is going on here? Fox News is Lou Dobbs went off on the corrupt federal government as he spoke with President of Judicial Watch Tom Fitton on Wednesday night about the Mueller investigation. Lou Dobbs began by discussing the cozy relationship between Special Counsel Robert Mueller and Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, asking, "What is going on here?" Fitton answered by saying Mueller is investigating himself. In my view, the firing of Comey led to his appointment. Comey's leaking of information led to his appointment, and Sessions recused himself almost immediately. Fitton called Mueller an unelected bureaucrat who doesn't answer to the American people. "What can we do about it?" Dobbs asked, frustrated. Dobbs points out that there is no one to turn to in order to put an end to this madness, and went off on all of the corrupt agencies in the federal government. The only recourse would be for Attorney General Sessions to unrecuse himself, yet we all know that he's not going to do this. Dobbs closed by saying the establishment, which owns the leadership of both political parties, is using Mueller as a tool to attack President Trump, who threatens their power structure. So, absolutely on point. God bless Lou Dobbs.
The special counsel, has he or has he not exceeded his authority? And just how corrupt are the leaderships of a number of our intelligence agency? We're joined now by Tom Fitton. He's the president of Judicial Watch, and he is leading much of the charge to find out what happened in the Obama administration and what some of these government agencies have been doing against the interest of the American people. Tom, good to have you here.
Hey, Lou, good to be with you again.
Let's start with these revelations today. The reporting that Bob Mueller, the special counsel, interviewed Rod Rosenstein, the deputy attorney general, who is his boss. He has oversight over Mueller and the special counsel. And yet, after an interview, Rosenstein doesn't recuse himself. Mueller just moves ahead. What is going on here?
Well, Mueller is investigating himself, in my view, because the firing of Comey led to his appointment. Comey's leaking of information led to his appointment. And Sessions recused himself almost immediately from anything of substance as it relates to Clinton and this whole Russia scandal. And so we're faced with a constitutional mess over at the Justice Department, where Rosenstein is being interviewed by the guy he's supposed to be supervising in theory. But I think we should take
who he also appointed.
Right, and the only reason he appointed him because Sessions recused himself. So by Rosenstein's own lights, he shouldn't be there either supervising Mueller. But let me just say this: I think the special counsel regulations and Mueller's appointment are constitutionally suspect. Because Mueller isn't really a U.S. attorney. He's not a U.S. attorney. He hasn't been subject to Senate confirmation. He's not supervised in a day-to-day basis by Rosenstein or anyone else at DOJ. At best, he can be fired after the fact, but he doesn't have to go to them for permission to issue a subpoena, raid Mr. Manafort's home with guns and things like that.
Guns drawn. Right.
Guns drawn. And that to me is constitutionally suspect.
Some of the agents.
Yeah, who's he work for? He doesn't work for the American people. He's an appointed bureaucrat who is exercising powers I don't think he should be able to.
Well, you may not think that. I may not think that. Millions of Americans can't think that because it just isn't American the way this thing is proceeding. We have seen previous special counsels. This one has gone so far beyond his charter that it's stunning. And the leadership of the Senate, Republican leadership of the Senate, Republican leadership of the House, are not raising their hand even a moment to say, we really need to have some discussion here about the way you're comporting yourself and the way you're moving ahead. This has been under investigation, as you well know, this so-called collusion for more than a year by the FBI, and now for 5 months by the so-called special counsel. It is, at this point, the American people have got to be wondering, after watching Clapper lie again, watching Brennan's lies unfold before us, what in the world is this government, so-called, that was left behind by Barack Obama? How rancid is it? How corrupt is it?
Well, you know, when you have the leader of the opposition, Manafort, close to President Trump in the least, whether in or outside the campaign, being surveilled by the Obama administration, you really have improper intervention in the elections. You know, look, it goes back to 2012. Obama used the IRS. Robert Mueller's FBI collaborated with the IRS to figure out ways to prosecute the very groups the IRS was targeting, to suppress the Tea Party movement, and in a successful effort, in my view, to steal the election in 2012. 2016 rolls around. You've got the FBI and DOJ protecting Hillary Clinton and targeting Donald Trump in an unsuccessful effort to intervene in the election. And Mueller himself is a witness in this issue.
So
because he interviewed for the job. He interviewed for the job.
I understand. I understand. We've been chronicling
Sessions should.
What I need to understand is, what can we do about it?
Sessions
the American people are not going to just sit here and be rolled over again by a corrupt federal government.
We need to make sure that the officials who have the public trust and responsibility step up to the plate.
Who would that be, Tom? I mean, you're going to turn are you going to turn to the Speaker of the House, the Senate Majority Leader? Are you going to turn to one of the agencies, the intelligence agencies, the law enforcement agency that is the FBI, whose leaders are so corrupt that it is so disgusting most Americans can't even stomach the idea of it?
I think if Sessions doesn't step up and unrecuse himself and take control over this rogue special counsel investigation, the president should exercise his authority under the Constitution to police the Justice Department and remove Mr. Mueller.
At this point, you know he would be eaten alive by his own party. That really isn't a possibility for him in the near term.
He wouldn't be eaten alive by his own party there, no. But again, the elites that are in the party, yes, but not by the people.
Well, I don't know what else to do. I mean, he's the responsible official. Sessions has recused himself. Maybe he'll unrecuse himself and do the right thing. But Mueller now, it's reported today, is asking the White House about everything under the sun in terms of President Trump's firings of General Flynn and Mr. Comey. So the White House has been torn asunder by this investigation that is compromised from the beginning.
We have to go, Tom. But what we're watching, in my judgment, is the establishment, which owns both political parties' leadership. We're watching the establishment use Mueller for what he has used best, and that is as a tool against the one person who can change the direction of what has been an increasing corruption in federal government, and that is the President of the United States.
That's right.
And I think it's that straightforward. Tom, as always, great to have you here. Keep up your continued great work. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You know, it's such a shame. It's such a shame. But the deep state has their tentacles in everything, and they own everything. And I just don't know myself. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.